I didn't tell anyone, but in my heart. That's why I've been a director at the Kenya Copyright Board by God's grace. I am a director at the Music Copyright Society. I'm a director at the recording industry of Kenya. I conduct copyright, I call them the business of music, copyright workshops because of that incident.
And what happened?
So we are given the contract. We were all young. Teddy is the eldest. Bwana we utasoma bwana. Utasoma. We were so focused on hearing ourselves on the radio. So they gave this contract, which transferred all our rights to them.
All
right.
Shindwe.
Teddy akasoma with his university education. He didn't see this. We were so excited. Akasign, and all of us were made to sign.
These guys are clever.
All right. We go back home. After, I think, a week or two, they send us a package with the vinyls, 2 singles, and then they told us, start listening to VOK, you'll hear your song being played. So one day we're at home, the house help calls us, we were rehearsing. Hey, Johnny, nyimbo iko kwa radio, Johnny. And we come and crowd around that transistor radio. And we hear Jambo Bwana on radio for the first time. Tulikuwa over the moon, bwana. All the time we're not thinking about the contract.
Yeah.
But then later on, when we started touring, our first tour was in Germany. We get to Germany, we tell our hosts we want to go to Polygram, the head office in Germany. We go there, they're so excited, and we tell them we want to record, we have new songs, we want to record. And they say, yeah, we're interested, we know about you guys. Then they call Polygram Nairobi. We were tied to the company for future recordings.
So it means you couldn't record with anyone else?
We couldn't record, even with Polygram in Germany. That time, we felt like we were dead. It hit us that we had done a wrong thing. Personally, they were talking about copyright, you know. I got out of that meeting and I said, I have to know everything about this thing they're calling copyright. I have to. I didn't tell anyone, but in my heart. That's why I've been a director at the Kenya Copyright Board by God's grace. I am a director at the Music Copyright Society. I'm a director at the recording industry of Kenya. I conduct copyright, I call them the business of music, copyright workshops because of that incident. I immersed myself in anything I could read about. And then much later I started doing courses, WIPO courses, CISAC, and all these things. Just because of that incident, I say, they've taken our right because we didn't know about copyright.
Okay.
But then we said we will put up a fight to get back what is ours.
Have you ever gotten back what is yours?
Yes, we came back, fought. And then...
So, let me be clear. Revenue has been made from, millions of shillings have been made from that song.
Yeah.
Were you given your cut?
Some of it, not all, because for that good time, we didn't have the rights.
What were they saying? They were saying that you have signed off your rights. Did
Yes,
they pay you? Did they pay you anything?
I think they gave us 15,000 shillings and we bought a new drum set and all that.
Wow.
You know, we didn't know nothing. We didn't know nothing.
No, it's so, you know, in my head, I'm thinking they've sent you to Mombasa. It means now we'll only be paying you 10%.
They'll be paying us, the royalty only. But we didn't have any rights to the songs. Not only Jambo, the songs that we had recorded.
That is straight up evil.
Yeah. So I started just nikiona kitu copyright mi natafuta, intellectual property nasoma. We continued, and then we started putting up a fight. It was, I think, 1985 thereabout, when Polygram saw the seriousness, and then one director, I can't remember, but I want to think it was Tob Cohen, the late, this gentleman who passed, who was killed a year or two ago. He was at Philips, and also doubling up. He said, no, we have to give these guys back their rights. So we signed another agreement that reverted all the rights back to us, and by extension to Teddy, for that song and the other songs. And that to date has spurred me to hate injustices such as that. Yeah.
Hate is the right word. Despise.
Yeah, kabisa. And God is using me to just sensitize very many up-and-coming musicians about their rights.
Did they ever sell the song to different institutions within the world? So movie rights, put the song placement in movies, and
no, back then no.
They didn't, huh?
No. Even publishing was not so strong back then. You know, publishers are the ones who do this.
Yeah.
It was not so strong back then, and especially in Kenya, publishers did not exist. So there were the publishers, but they didn't give out any synchronization licenses anywhere. So
this song sold CDs. This song is probably your highest selling song. Am I right?
Yes.
So they started selling it immediately. I mean, by the time you're playing it on radio, you start making packages, CDs, not CDs are not even there, I'm sure.
Vinyls.
Yeah, vinyls, and they start selling.
Yeah.
So the revenue that they make from that is not yours.
They paid us royalties, a percentage of what they made.
From that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They never failed to pay us the royalties. By the way.
They did.
And you know, distribution was so good back then. So distribution within East Africa, they had the
muscle.
Yeah, the muscle.
There was a river road of them.
Kabisa.
In fact, river road just jumped on the infrastructure.
Yeah.
Man. So first of all, I love that opened up. Okay, but let's also now talk about the happy side. This is the rotten side of injustice, and that's the only word that can be used for that. But let's also talk about this song becoming the biggest song ever. The reception, how was that received?
Initially, you laugh at this. Initially, when we went back to Mombasa, we were so excited. They sent us the vinyls. I think they sent a couple of copies. And usually we would leave our performances at the hotel at around 11 and then go now to enjoy ourselves at some of the popular clubs within the island. So we took it to our DJ friends and they played it. Back then, hakuna ile pre-listening. So they played it and the reception within the locals was very bad.
Yeah, they were like, yo, it's some tourist music.
Yeah, and then most of the bands, our peer bands, were laughing at us. Jamaa kwenda rekodi nyimbo ya nursery school, man. But then after something like 7 months, managers, F&B managers, entertainment managers, or what do they call them? I've forgotten the word.
Yeah.
Would go to Asanan's music shop, buy the copy, come and tell the band, you have to, the resident band, whichever, you have to play this song. Tourists love it. So it was egg in their face.
You see, you're seeing them, they are playing.
Yeah. And then now the funny thing was we did this and we were still continuing at Severin Sea Lodge.
Yes.
So, you know, Severin Sea Lodge, where it is, you can walk from Severin Sea Lodge coming back to Mombasa. It's a string of beach hotels.
Yes, yes.
Same, you can walk left towards Shanzu. It's a string of beach hotels.
Yep.
And it got to a time where you could walk from Bamburi Beach coming towards Severin, and you hear Jambo, Jambo Bwana. You get to the next hotel, Jambo, the bands are playing that song. That nursery school song was being played by all the bands in the beach hotel circuit.
What?
God is great, man.
And beyond now, even in other countries.
Yes.
At beach hotels, they are playing that song.
Yeah.
Across the continent.
Yeah.
And I'm not only talking about the Swahili speaker. I'm not talking about Mombasa. I mean Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda. This song is played in Madagascar.
Everywhere. And that's why them mushrooms calls this song the unofficial national tourism anthem.
I love that.
Whether they like it or not, it is.
Okay. Let's take a 2-minute break, come back and continue with this insane story. Because we've jumped something so crucial, by the way. I've not heard you talk about 80s, before we even touch 80s and the introduction of, we have to move back a bit to the first president of Kenya, Jomo Kenyatta. Okay, we'll be back in a second.